So Hoyoverse done something that left me quite confused, and this literally happened last night, and maybe some of you guys saw what I just saw. Before I say exactly what happened, I need to give you some backstory. So last night I was just watching Ludwig because, why not? What else am I gonna do? So I was watching Ludwig, this very small YouTuber. You might not have heard of him. He only has about 5.57 million subscribers. He was very, very big on Twitch. I was watching this video called Watching 100 TikToks to Answer This Question. You can't exactly see it. I hope it doesn't give it away. You see that for a second? Anyway, let me click on this video. Okay, please tell me why when I'm watching this video, just watching some Ludwig watch the shorts, please tell me why I'm wasting my life watching Ludwig waste his life watching 100 TikToks. I see this mid-video.
On Instagram Reels, TikTok. Stop! I need to thank the sponsor of today's video, Zenless Zone Zero, which I'm now going to call ZZZ because it's easier. If you guys don't know, this is a new game by Hoyoverse, and this game is beautiful. It blends 2D and 3D animation, and just look at the fighting sequences. It's movie-like. ZZZ is a free-to-play urban fantasy ARPG. The art design and soundtrack in this game are amazing and has a really unique aesthetic, and if you are a fan of Hoyoverse games, you're going to love this. And I got good news. They just announced their third and probably final beta. So if you want to play this game before it fully comes out, now is the time. All you have to do is go to the website and the link in the description and then fill out a quick survey. Once you do, you got a code to play the beta. Very simple. I hope you do it. Thank you very much to Hoyoverse for sponsoring this video, and I'll see you guys later. Play ZZZ. See you later. Goodbye. Goodbye now.
Okay, you see that? Now, a lot of you guys may not see why this is such a big deal, but it kind of makes me ask a few questions. First of all, Ludwig, absolutely massive YouTuber. He's probably one of the biggest YouTubers at the moment. So how much do you think it probably costed for them to get that 30-second segment? It's kind of funny that Ludwig just speed ran through the entire section. Like he'd had to get that out of the way as soon as possible. Anyways, so the answer is it costed him probably a lot of money. So as someone of a small YouTuber myself, I do know how much they pay even small creators like me who don't break like 100k per video. And Ludwig is the kind of creator who breaks, if we were to go back and check that last video, that video has 600k and it was literally released last night. On average, his video gets 1.5 million views, I'd say, around 1 million. So pretty good. So that's a massive, massive exposure for Hoyoverse, for a company that's fairly well established. He also didn't really mention Hoyoverse too much. He said thank you for Zenless Zone Zero for sponsoring him. I just thought that was kind of interesting. Why bother with these expensive sponsors, and why am I making a big deal about it? Well, it's a bit odd for two reasons. One, the game is not even out yet, so he's essentially promoting a beta, and with the beta in the first place, I know with a lot of betas, they mainly let content creators play, so I don't know if it's how different that's going to be. I didn't get into the last Zenless Zone Zero beta. I don't know how much of you guys got in, but for them to put so much money into advertising a game that's not even out yet, for me, it kind of feels like they're a bit stressed out about the Weather and Wave situation, because Zenless Zone Zero did have a beta before this, and this is basically pushing that latest beta. So it's probably important for us to watch the new trailer that Zenless Zone Zero put out literally a few days ago before Ludwig had his little sponsorship. Let's watch that right now. So if we go to Zenless Zone Zero's YouTube page, you will see that they're fairly big. Some of their latest videos, they have gotten 3.2 million, 3.1. So no slouch at all. Okay, so if you go to Zenless Zone Zero's YouTube page, they definitely have quite a few views, and exactly, they have the warm-up necessary Zenless Zone Zero amplifying test preview video with a whopping 3.2 million views. I'm pretty sure that's a lot more than what Genshin is doing at the moment. So a lot of eyes are on this game, and rightly so after the kind of mess of a situation with our last beta. So if we watch this real quick, just so we have a bit of context. One thing I'd like to say, it's not really a long video, and it's not even a trailer or anything. It's just like 30 seconds of gameplay. So I'm going to let you guys sit down and watch this, but a lot of the videos are like this. I don't know what I'm watching. It just feels like a montage. Also, there's a lot of these bunny things. It's kind of funny, actually, to be honest. They're kind of cool. They all look very different. Maybe character customization somewhat, who knows. Well, that's basically it. Very, very extremely short. Now, I didn't get, like I said before, I didn't play Zenless Zone Zero. I just know the main talking points a lot of people took away. A lot of the complaints, like the TV mode sucked, and there's a lot of problems. But one thing I noticed, so I don't know if these little bunny guys were in the last beta, I can't remember. But they seem to be like little sidekicks that you get. Now, just popped into my head right now. I don't know how relevant this is, but it kind of reminds me of like an ecosystem. Maybe that's a reach, but it just came into my head. They do look customizable, so maybe these are like little Pokemon-like things that you collect and they get stronger or something. I don't remember them too much. I did remember seeing them in the last beta and stuff, but they didn't really take up any attention of mine. But now they definitely did. So that was rather interesting, and this is basically an advert for their link to sign up. So that's basically that, and that's what Ludwig is promoting. Back to why this is important. For me, this is important because I do think they're kind of afraid of Weathering Waves. I mean, the trailer 2 months ago at 4.1 million, which surpasses all of the ones Zenless Zone Zero had, and the recent success and community hype over Weathering Waves as opposed to what's going on with Zenless Zone Zero. A lot of people in the Hoyo space have kind of lost hope in it already, kind of stopped talking about it. There's not much going on because everyone's hyped about Weathering Waves. I do think Hoyoverse is on the back foot and is shelling out some money in order to get people in their favor. That's what I think is going on. But there's even more to that story, because if you think about this for a second, other games don't really go about this strategy. You don't hear about the latest Call of Duty or Halo or FIFA, whatever game. What game came out recently? Dragon's Dogma. You don't hear about that in a 30-second YouTube sponsor clip. So it's a bit odd. It's a bit odd that they're trying to promote it this way, and that links to the theory I'm going to talk about later in the video, but I'm not going to talk about it too much right now because it's a bit of a conspiracy. But you might say that other games like War Thunder and World of Warships, they do a very similar strategy. Maybe it's because they have a similar monetization plan where it's free to play. Maybe they get a lot of money back from these type of investments. But correct me if I'm wrong, but I have not seen Honkai Star Rail do that approach. Now, I've seen that video advert of Daryl playing Honkai Star Rail for the 50th time pop up on my YouTube feed again and again. So I know that's a thing, but I've not seen a 30-second video interruption advert, not for Honkai Star Rail, Honkai Impact 3rd, or Genshin. So this is definitely something new, and I can tell that they're really putting a lot of eggs into this basket with Zenless Zone Zero, because I do think Hoyoverse is a bit stressed out, especially with what's going on. Now, if you enjoyed the video and you want to know more about recent gacha games like Zenless Zone Zero, Genshin, Honkai Star Rail, as well as games from Kuro Games like Weathering Waves and their prior game, Punishing Grey Raven, make sure to subscribe and follow me on Twitch, twitch.tv/bimo, BIIMOW, if you actually care about that stuff. It would be good to see you on the live stream, and we're going to get back to the video. Alright, so now time for the kind of conspiracy aspect I have here. So I may miss the mark on this, I may be just being a bit stupid, but honestly, from what I've been seeing and what I've been covering a lot of this recent gacha space news, Hoyoverse is an interesting company. And I say that because if you look at what happened with Honkai Star Rail recently, I made a video, you should probably go check that out if you don't know what I'm talking about, but kind of cover the gist of the situation. This drama has been making waves in the YouTube space, with a lot of people having a lot of interesting takes. Some people saying censorship, some people saying it's okay, but the big deal is they kind of allow certain YouTubers to talk about the game, and some people can't talk about the game. Hoyoverse have a lot of control in the online space, and it could be kind of a play like this. Maybe they're trying to collect a large audience that's accustomed to YouTube, so that when they do come and play the game, they already are active on YouTube. Because one argument whenever you complain about Genshin is that not all Genshin players are going to see the videos you make because they're not on YouTube. Maybe they're trying to go about it this way with Zenless Zone Zero, trying to grab a large portion of players that are already accustomed to watching people on YouTube, since Hoyoverse already have a massive vice grip on the YouTube space already in pretty much every single market in the world, from CN to EU to America. They will be able to work a lot closer, give out a lot more partnerships, and thus kind of control the narrative. Because the big deal why the Honkai Star Rail situation is so important is that other people who are not preferred by Hoyoverse cannot react to the content. So already having a large amount of control, also having to vet the videos, basically saying you can't slander the company or hate on the game, for example. Now that's what people say. However, some people who think that this isn't as nice and simple as people make it out to be. Okay, here's the situation. If it's the fact that the company is just trying to avoid slander and control whatever's coming out from early access, that makes sense. But they do have the potential of making sure they don't say anything bad. I know Braxaphone did debunk it, and I think I went to lose as well. But at the same time, if this is your livelihood as well, and a lot of these are guide makers, I don't think you want to know the extent of how much they interfere. I don't know. Maybe it's just the case with just making sure slander of the company and making sure it's somewhat accurate. For me personally, I don't care. I don't watch guides. I don't make guides. But I do see why the average viewer will be like, can I really trust them? It's kind of my word against theirs, because this isn't really public information. I do think it's basically to avoid a lot of negative press. I don't think they're trying to scam everyone into pulling for characters, but it's definitely a thought that's been ingrained into a lot of people's head, now more so than ever. Initially, when there was the initial 4.4 drama, New Year drama, Genshin content creator drama, now it's Honkai Star Rail, with Hoyoverse giving preferred creators, and maybe it will be the similar thing with Zenless Zone Zero, and they're trying to start that early because they're kind of seeing what works. That is a bit of my conspiracy linking to the Honkai Star Rail situation. Maybe I missed the mark, but I feel like Hoyoverse has been around for a few years now, and they kind of learn what works and what doesn't work. So maybe they're trying to hit the ground running with a really strong YouTube audience, which they can then work together with, have more people work with the game, have more people pushing the game, and because their audience is on YouTube already, they're kind of easy to advertise and push the messages they want to push. Anyway, that's the gist of it. It really kind of made me start thinking about a lot of things, especially with the recent Kuro game situation and Hoyoverse. They do seem a bit stressed out because Kuro Games is doing massively successful, and everyone's kind of forgotten about Zenless Zone Zero, so they're pouring a lot of money out to just promote a beta. Hopefully they actually listen to us for once and learn from Kuro Games, but we shall see. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe and look out for the next videos where I will be, actually I'm not going to tell you, that's a secret. Go subscribe to find out. Get out of here.